you will be required to determine the number of significant figures in a measurement. Let's look at the rules. You may write these rules on your note card. First, all non-zero digits in a measurement are considered significant. Consider the measurement 29.87 or 29 87/100 meters, which has 4 significant figures. The estimated digit is 7. Secondly, zeros that are between non-zero digits are significant. Consider 20.098 or 20 98,000 grams. This measurement has 5 significant figures. The third rule is that zeros before the first non-zero digit are not significant. This can be confusing, but speaks in part to the fact that we care about the lower limit of measuring boundaries. For example, 0.00987 or 987/100,000 grams has 3 sig figs, since the leading zeros do not count. 0.208 or 208,000 meters has 3 sig figs. Leading zeros are only an issue for values that are less than 1. It is often easier to determine sig figs when these measurements are expressed in scientific notation. For example, when 987/100,000 is expressed in scientific notation as 9.87 times 10 to the negative 3, we can easily see that there are only 3 sig figs. The power of 10 does not count toward the total of sig figs. Likewise, when 208,000 is expressed in scientific notation as 2.08 times 10 to the negative 1, we can easily see that there are 3 sig figs. I tend to use 3 sig figs in examples, but I want to point out that the number of significant figures in a measurement is not always 3. The last rule has to do with zeros at the end of a measurement. They only count if a decimal point is expressly written. Pause the video to determine the number of sig figs in each of these measurements: 70.00 meters, 89.0 centimeters, 910,000th meter, 10,000 kilometers. Let's see how you did. The first value, 70.00 meters, has 4 significant figures. Since there is a decimal point expressly written, all the end zeros count. 89.0 centimeters has 3 sig figs since there is a decimal point. 910,000 meters has 3 sig figs. The end zeros all count, but leading zeros never count. The value 10,000 kilometers has at least 1 sig fig, but because a decimal point is not expressly written, this measurement has an ambiguous number of sig figs.